Good morning, my loves. Happy Tuesday. It's about 5 a.m. here at the lake. And yes, it's dark because it's 5 a.m. here at the lake. Beautiful morning, though. I think the high is going to be like 69. I know. Last week it was in the 80s and 90s, and it's a little cooler now, but it's kind of nice. This is an interesting question I want to put before you, and I want you to think about it. And then tonight at the dinner table, great topic. Do you accept accountability when you mess up? I've been talking a lot lately about friends that have called, clients who are calling, having issues with relationships. So I asked them, tell me what happened. And they tell me, do you accept accountability for your part in this? I get mixed answers. Some will say absolutely, positively, I own it. If you say that, I am so proud of you. That takes courage. That's cool. And there are others that have every excuse under the sun. Well, you don't understand. That is the biggest crock of hooey. I mean, that's a red flag right there. You don't get it. Oh, honey, I do. And you're full of excuses. Accept your part. Well, somebody's cheating on you. Okay. Now, sometimes it just happens. You can be the best you that you can be. You can be giving 110%, and they're a cheater. That's who they are. They can't be faithful and loyal. That's not who they are. Okay. However, if you're in a relationship and you're pushing people away, if you're closing yourself off, if you're isolating yourself, if you're spending more time at work than with your family or with your loved ones, your friend, your whoever you're in a relationship with, if you're spending more time with friends than who you're in a relationship with, honey, you're pushing them away. You're doing it to yourself. You need to ask yourself why. I realize, especially with work, we rely and depend on our jobs to sustain us, to pay the bills. But end of the day, jobs come and go. Your spouse, your loved ones, your babies, they don't. Years ago, a very, very dear friend of mine, John Gorman, was dying of cancer. And my ex and I went to see him. They went to law school together at Stanford. And we went to see John a couple of times. And this was about a week before John died. And he just closed himself off. He stayed in the master suite, in bed, with his laptop, working on briefs. Great lawyer. He had a beautiful little girl, Lily. And she adored her dad, and he loved her. But his thoughts, he knew he was dying. I mean, we all knew John was dying. And John was thinking, I need to wrap things up to make things safe and secure for my family when I'm gone. And while that is admirable, it's kind of stupid. And that's what I told John. You know me, I am not Willy Wonka. I don't sugarcoat. So I go up to the master suite, and he's in the bed with a laptop. And I sit down on the bed, and I said, what you doing? And he said, I'm working on a brief, and told me about the case. I said, hit save. And he said, why? I said, just do it. He hit save. He said, okay, now what? And I closed the lid, and I moved it off his lap. And, you would have thought I took away his security blanket. Well, what are you doing? And I said, we're going to talk without the laptop. Okay. I said, honey, you're not going to be here many more days. You need to be spending this time with your wife, with your daughter. You need to be outside at night looking at the stars, telling her about the constellations, explaining to her why you became a lawyer, sharing all of your hopes and dreams for her. I want every night for you to be in bed with your wife and your daughter reading a book together. Take turns reading a page. Share meals together. I know you can't eat, but you can sit there while they do. Make your final days a gift to them. Make it a blessing. Give them those beautiful memories that they're never going to forget. Work is over. Your clients may remember you, judges, coworkers, co-counsel, your partners, they're never going to forget you. We will never forget you. We love you. But right now, your priority is your wife and your daughter, not the laptop, not the brief. He had tears running down his face, and he said, I never thought of it like that. I said, I know, you're looking out to protect because you're a good man. But while you're so busy protecting them, you're cheating them out of memories of you. He said, I got it. We were there, 2 or 3 days, and he made a point of being with his family that entire time. He would work on a case for a little bit and then put it away. And he spent the rest of the time with all of us. His daughter was through the moon. She was so happy. She was dancing and giggling and it was hard for him. It was a struggle. He was really weak. But we sat and we laughed. They shared stories about, when they were all in college. And it's what he needed. He got some closure. We all got closure. We got home, and a few days later, we got the call that John had passed. But I know the memories we shared that nobody can take away. I want you to think about that. John owned the fact that he was too focused on work and not on the family on his final days. I don't want you to miss out on your loved ones and your family. Look at your priorities. I am a very motivated person. I'm very, scheduled. I have my routine. I like my routine. But I promise you, my son or my granddaughter call me, I drop everything for them because they're in my world. So just look at your life. Look at your priorities. Own them. Do you need to make some changes? Are you pushing people away? If you mess up, I am the first to say, hey, I had no idea. I'm sorry. My bad. How can I fix this? There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with saying, I made a mistake. I was wrong. There's nothing wrong with saying, I misjudged you. I made an assumption. Whatever it is, honey, just own it. Some people think you're being vulnerable. No, you're being honest. There's a difference. And that's pretty damn cool. If somebody comes to me and says, I made a mistake. I am so sorry. I screwed up, whatever. Don't worry. Let's fix it. Not a problem. Take a breath. It's okay. I would much rather have that other than somebody coming to me with excuses. I don't deal with excuses. That's just no. Nobody told me. Are you sure about that? I didn't get the memo. Are you sure about that? A lot of times people don't want to own what's ugly. They don't want to own their shortcomings, what makes them look bad, what makes them feel bad. Honey, if it makes you look bad and feel bad, then change it. Own it and fix it. It's that simple. If you've messed up, own it. If you've committed a crime, because I do work with some people that have been in and out of jail on occasion, own it. If you need to go turn yourself in, I would be so fucking proud of you. And yes, I used the F-bomb. I would be so proud of you. If you did something wrong and you turned yourself in, that is phenomenal. That is a sign of being a man. That is a sign of being a woman. That is maturity. If you mess up, own it. If you have an addiction, own it. Get the help that you need and that you deserve, because you deserve happiness and joy and to live a life addiction free. Just think about what I'm saying. If you mess up, own up. It's okay, because I'm going to be so proud of you. You've got this. Have a great Tuesday.